Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Decker here again to read for you another story. And so the book that I have for you today is called The Great Fuzz Frenzy, and it is by Janet Stevens and Susan Stevens Crummell. And you can see on the cover that there are a bunch of prairie dogs around some yellowish green thing. Do you know what that might be? Well, if you guessed a tennis ball, you are correct. The Great Fuzz Frenzy. So tennis balls are fuzzy, right? And frenzy means like trouble, or you're scurrying around, there's something happening, and it's causing a bunch of disorder. So we're going to see how these prairie dogs handle this fuzz from the tennis ball and how they have to put up with each other and the lesson that they learn. Okay, so the Great Fuzz Frenzy. Let's get started. The Great Fuzz Frenzy. And our book starts out with no words, just pictures. So if you look, you can see there's prairie dogs and holes. And there's real dogs checking out the prairie dogs. And we have one dog in particular that has a tennis ball in her mouth, and her name is Violet. Violet's very curious about this prairie dog that she sees. And she's watching how the prairie dog goes down in the hole. The Great Fuzz Frenzy, written by Janet Stevens and Susan Stevens Crummell, illustrated by Janet Stevens. And then we see Violet's owner is saying, "Violet, no!" And then Violet says, "Woof." And then over here we see, "Violet, where's the ball?" So when Violet put her nose down in the hole, she let go of the ball, didn't she? Because we can see now she has no ball. Down it went. Boink, boink. Run for your life. Thump, thump. So how are the prairie dogs reacting to this ball? They're afraid, aren't they? Help! 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 Watch out below! Rumble, rumble. So this ball is going deep into the tunnels of these prairie dogs, isn't it? Plunk. There it sat, perfectly still. The prairie dogs waited, perfectly still. Wonder what they're going to do with this ball. Slowly they crept out, inch by inch, dog by dog. A round thing, a strange thing, a scary thing. What should we do? Don't touch it. Shh. Is it alive? Stand back, boomed a voice. You act like gutless groundhogs, afraid of your own shadow. Oh no, it's Big Bark. Big Mouth is more like it. He's the meanest dog around. I thought he left town. Well, I'm back, growled Big Bark. So out of my way and let me have a look. So Big Bark is a bit of a bully, isn't he? But before anyone could move, little Pipsqueak raced past Big Bark, reached out and poked the big round thing. No! The crowd yelled. It's Fuzzy, said Pip. Ooh, the crowd gasped. A tiny piece of fuzz was caught in Pip's claw. She looked at it, turned it, sniffed it, then she put it on her head. Look at me! Ah, the crowd sighed. Quit hamming it up, the half-pint hamster, snarled Big Bark. I'm in charge. But those prairie dogs didn't listen. They had to have Fuzz. I like it. Me too. I want some. Do you? Oh, yes. So do I. So do we. So do they. Big Bark, move over. Get out of our way. They charged past him and grabbed at the Fuzz. So they're not afraid of Big Bark, are they? They don't want to listen to him. They want that Fuzz. The prairie dogs pulled it, puffed it, stretched it, fluffed it, tugged it, twirled it, spiked it, swirled it. They fuzzed their ears, their heads, their noses. They fuzzed their feet, their tails, their toeses. But Bark was beside himself. Listen to me, you ridiculous rodents. Stop this fuzzy foolishness. Uh-oh, Big Bark doesn't like it. They're looking pretty funny. Look at all the things they've done with this Fuzz. But those prairie dogs didn't listen. They were busy being hot dogs and silly dogs, corny dogs and frilly dogs, top dogs, funny dogs, super dogs, bunny dogs. You're all nuts, you squirrely Fuzz freaks, yelled Big Bark, storming off. Big Bark's the only one not having fun with the Fuzz, isn't he? Okay, so we're going to turn the book again. Here we go. News of the Fuzz spread from hole to hole, burrow to burrow, town to town. Soon prairie dogs from everywhere were coming to see that Fuzz. They came, they saw, they picked. They twisted it, braided it, danced and paraded it. It was a Fuzz frenzy, a Fuzz fiesta, a Fuzz fandangle. The whole prairie was abuzz about Fuzz. Oh boy, look at the tennis ball. No more Fuzz on it. They picked and pruned and pulled and pinched. They pinched and pulled and pruned and picked until the Fuzz ran out. That big wrong thing was fuzzless, naked as a plucked chicken. Have you ever seen a plucked chicken? Some prairie dogs got a lot of Fuzz. Some got a little. Some got no Fuzz at all, and they were mad. Give me that Fuzz! Why? Because it's my Fuzz. Well, it was. Get that Fuzz! Get that Fuzz! They're all about the Fuzz, aren't they? Pulling, grabbing, swiping, nabbing, poking, jabbing. It was war. War between the Fuzzes and the Fuzz-Nots. Their peaceful town was a battleground. It was a Fuzz fight, a Fuzz feud, a Fuzz fiasco. I started this, moaned Squeak. I have to do something. Everyone stop! Stop fighting! So now everyone's not treating each other the way they should. They're not being very kind, and they're just trying to grab all the Fuzz. But those prairie dogs didn't listen. The battle raged on. Friend against friend. Cousin against cousin. Dog against dog. Until no one was left standing. They were pooped. Fuzzled out. Fast asleep. Those silly prairie dogs wore themselves out over this Fuzz. Not treating each other very kindly. What's going to happen next? What's your prediction? Do you have a prediction of what's going to happen? Well, let's find out. Hours later, the prairie dogs began to stir. Uh-oh, where's the fuzz? I don't know. Where did it go? Someone has stolen our fuzz, cried Pipsqueak. Who did? He did. She did. You did. Oh no, now they're fighting again. Who do you think stole the fuzz? Do you have an idea? Well, look who stole it. I did, barked a voice from above. I stole the fuzz. The prairie dogs froze. Then they raced up, up, up the long tunnel. There stood Big Bark, covered with fuzz from head to tail. I'm king of the fuzz, he snarled. Do you hear me? I'm king of the... Uh-oh. Swoop. The sky went black. Uh-oh. What happened to Big Bark? What do you think that might be that swooped down? Did you guess an eagle? What happened? Where's Big Bark? Look! There he was, high above their heads, dangling from the talons of an eagle. No more Big Bark, the crowd cheered. Yay! Don't yay! He's one of us, yelled Pip. We have to save him. How would you like to be Eagle's lunch? No! The crowd yelled. Good for little Pip, huh? He was doing the right thing, caring about Big Bark, even though Big Bark's not nice. He should still care about everyone. Big Bark, wiggle free, the prairie dog shouted. Shake loose, hurry, we'll catch you. Big Bark twisted and turned, wormed and squirmed. At last he was free of the fuzz. Yay! The crowd cheered. Big Bark fell faster and faster. No! Prairie dogs scattered. Get back here, yelled Pip. Quick, make a circle, hold out your paws. They ran left, then right, then left. Oh no, are they going to be able to catch Big Bark? He's a really big prairie dog. Plop! You saved me, Big Bark cried, but I stole your fuzz. Now it's gone forever. Good, said Pipsqueak. Fuzz is trouble, right? Yay! The crowd cheered. Friend hugged friend, cousin hugged cousin, dog hugged dog. We don't need Fuzz, said Pip, but with Eagle around, we do need a watchdog with a big... What kind of watchdog do they need? Bark! Big Bark rose up on his hind legs. Eagle's back. Bark! This is not a test. Bark! All dogs below. Bark! So they listened, and they're getting below. They're running into their hole and down through their tunnels. The prairie dogs raced down, down, down the long tunnel. You see them all racing down, getting away from the eagle. Phew! We made it! That was close! 3 cheers for Big Bark, the best watchdog ever! Yip, yip, yay! Yip, yip, yay! Yip, yip, yay! Just doing my job, Big Bark smiled. Are we ever getting tangled up with Fuzz again? Cried Squeak. No, the crowd yelled. No more Fuzz! No more Fuzz! And from that day forward, the prairie dogs lived happily and fuzzlessly ever after. Uh-oh. What do we see Violet have? What is going to happen now? Do you think the prairie dogs will stay away from Fuzz? Well, maybe something happened in your life where you forgot about your friends and your cousins and your family, and you decided that you wanted more of something and it didn't matter what you had to do to get it. I hope that you learned your lesson, and I bet you can figure out the lesson that they learned. Well, I enjoyed reading this story with you today, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.